I'm Nikulu Thune, also known as Draven Darkwood. Nice to meet you.
Hi everyone, I'm Showa 60th Toku Break. It's a very great pleasure to meet you guys.
And I'm Zonga Fielding. And this is Audiosolvent. This is a non-scripted podcast show where we talk about politics, video gaming, current events, movies, and pretty much any form of media that is interesting at the time. Now,
just so you know, expect to hear some four-letter words on a regular basis, so...
Yes, this show is not necessarily for children.
So if you're under the age of 18 or the age of consent or whatever, now would be a good time to go do something useful with your life.
Indeed. Now then, the subject...
Like complain on the internet.
Indeed, yes. Now then, the subject for today is, well, just to jump us into the whole podcast thing, let's do something that's really popular right now when it comes to, today. How do you guys feel about the state of the gaming industry in its current sort of format, how it's been? How about we start with you, Darkwood?
Well, as a whole, I think the gaming industry is doing more or less okay as of now. We're just sort of waiting for the, I believe it's Unreal Engine 3, and we're just more or less chugging along until we can get to that next generation. If you break it down into individual genres of the gaming industry, racing and shooters and things like that, it gets a little bit more complex. Shooters right now being the majority of pretty much anything you'll see about now, with ideas not necessarily running short, but more or less extremely reminiscent of whatever original titles they put out.
You mean every game having the same basic scheme of there's a snow level, there's a desert level, there's a city level?
Yeah, not to mention it's just, maybe a really cool mechanic and or boss battle that you had in the first one, you bring it back in the second one for literally no other reason than to be like, hey, do you remember this guy? Yeah, we liked him too. and if anything, that just sort of ruins the game, especially if it's a narrative heavy game. Then it's just like, oh well, yeah, thanks. So how's this fit in the story again? I guess, like I said, as a whole, the gaming industry is not too bad. I think the only problem, and this is more of a nitpicky thing than anything, would be I'd say the DLC thing that's going on right now. If you haven't noticed, like a lot of games, they'll have release date DLC, and there's really no point for that. A lot of things, it's just small little things to get your money.
Yeah. Fuck DLC, honestly. Capcom and EA are probably the biggest offenders to me. Oh god, I will get on them later.
I mean, don't get me wrong, they have made some decent games over the past few years, but at the same time, they keep pinching their fans. And also, for the fans themselves, they're wasting their time. I mean, I understand that they want to see past Capcom and EA's ridiculous DLC business practices, but at the same time, they have to reach a certain limit.
Indeed. Like, not charging fucking $20 for 4 colors for a goddamn character. Street Fighter Cross Tekken.
Okay, since we're on the subject of Street Fighter Cross Tekken, I've seen a lot of YouTube clips of people who have actually hacked the game to show you, like, the dislocked character content. Like, say, Lars and Elisa and Sakura and Blanca.
Yeah.
And it's like, wow, these characters exist, and they're already in the disc.
So
but here's the problem, Capcom is charging you
for shit that you already just bought.
Yes. They're charging you extra. And it's like, dude, really?
It's
what
almost
the hell?
It's almost a pointless and almost like a theft charge practically.
Yeah. Like, oh, we'll give you this game with just enough so you won't get bored with it for a while and spend $60 on it. But when you get bored with it, we'll just put out like extra characters that you already bought on the disc and give them to you for $20.
It's like Capcom has become the... Okay, when I think of how third-party developers are doing games these days, especially in the age of DLC, I think of cell phone companies. Like, Capcom has become the AT&T of the company, and EA has become like the Sprint. They both charge heavy-ass prices. AT&T, on the other hand, pretty much pinches you to the extreme for extra shit. Same case with Capcom over here. It's like they're capping you on how much you can get.
Yeah, and that's just annoying.
I'll say.
Think about the current economy. And the most people who usually buy these things are more than likely early 20s and teenagers. And those people don't make a lot of money. Like, I don't. I can't afford to pop $60 for a game that isn't fucking completed. That's not what's hot in the streets. Like, the one thing that pissed me off recently, and I haven't bought a game since, was Asura's Wrath. Great game.
Asura's Wrath.
Yeah, great game, mind you. Until I ended up beating the game, and I was like, this can't be the end. You beat the game at episode 19 on the disc. And then comes to find out that you have to pay an extra $20 to get episodes 20 to 24.
Completely ridiculous.
Yes. So that's $60 for unfinished product and $20 for the finished one. So in total, $80 for one game. And I said, no, fuck that. So you know what I did? Yeah. So what I did was I just watched the rest of the episodes on YouTube because it technically is an anime series anyway.
And to think that the next generation of consoles, they're trying to like not have any actual hardware. It's supposed to be all digital, all over the internet.
Why don't?
Yeah, that's what they're like. Like I think it was the concept for the PS3. I think it was.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't have a disk drive.
I see. Well, that's kind of ridiculous. Saying that's probably gonna most likely cause a lot of DRM things. DRM using products, but the thing about DRM is not a lot of people like it, which is why people don't have PCs or game on PCs, because DRM is an annoying process, constantly checking if you stole this game or not. So the purpose of buying a console is you don't have to wait for it to load and install. You don't have to sit there and constantly have the game check to see if you stole the product or whatnot, but apparently you're starting to do this now, and it's annoying.
That's just the tip of the iceberg, too.
Indeed it is. Like,
it's really sad what they're trying to do right now.
Like, currently, I feel that now is an ending of an era for gaming, where it comes with all this DLC and this DRM and not completing a game and charging you extra for small parts of the game, like color swaps and palettes and
I don't know.
Costumes.
There are some parts of color swaps in Street Fighter Cross Tekken that are actually free.
That is true, but there are others that you have to pay for. I'm not paying for colors. Fuck that. Now.
Oh boy, I can wear yellow. Oh, happy day, yellow.
No, not happening.
Maybe it's just a fighting game thing, but I never understood that. Wait, you want me to pay you money for making my character green?
Yeah, for giving my character a different color than what it should be. Now,
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
hey, Dwayne.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sorry, my apologies. Showa 60.
That's not fun. Showa?
Yeah, Showa. Now, you remember that time period back in the day when you played a video game and it was a complete fucking copy of a game? There was no downloadable content, and you unlock things like characters or color schemes or things by beating the game, and then you unlock characters and extra stages instead of just buying it or them charging you for it.
Those are the most rewarding, and games like that are the ones I like that have respect, even if they're imbalanced. Take Naruto Ultimate Ninja Storm 2. They make you unlock the games. What's cool about it is that you unlock stuff as opposed to buying.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at its predecessor, which was the first Ultimate Ninja Storm, a lot of their DLCs are actually free.
That's interesting.
Also, with Tekken Tag Tournament 2 coming out, most of the DLC they're not going to charge you for, since we're on that subject.
Which is good. Don't charge me for shit that's already in the game that you planned on including in the damn game.
Of course.
Honestly, for me, it wouldn't bother me so much if they were just doing it now. If they were trying to get our money now, getting more funding for the next thing. But no, that's not what they're doing. They're just gaining more money. I mean, in the event that, everything is digital,
Mm-hmm.
it becomes a huge problem because that means they have rights to take things. Like iTunes. You can if you put a song on iTunes that you made, iTunes has every right to take it and sell it on their site.
Oh, God.
And they could start doing things like that. They could be like, oh, well, we have reason to believe it's stolen, so we're gonna take this off your hard drive, and then we're gonna give it back to you if we see that it's okay.
Yeah.
Well, so much for iPod Touch. Well, so much for the iPod Touch. I was thinking about getting that sometime this year, but stop that shit.
Or like with Diablo 3 and its issues that I hope will get addressed in the future. Diablo 3. You had such promise. I actually like looking at the little Diablo 3 memes and laughing.
Promise.
Yeah.
Sorry, just such promise just sounds so... I mean, like, Duke Nukem had such a promise. Look how well that turned out.
Actually,
we waited,
12 years of
In fact, the first No More Heroes for the Wii actually made a mockery of that. And for those of you who haven't played the first game, there's going to be some spoilers, by the way. So, yeah, the last boss would be Travis's girlfriend / half-sister. While she's trying to explain her backstory, she's like, what if this game doesn't come out? A lot of fourth wall breaking comedy, by the way. We don't want us to be No More Heroes forever now, do we? That was a blatant Duke Nukem reference.
indeed.
So basically,
12 years for a game that was entirely mediocre. Do you know they all got fired and sued for that?
Really?
Because they were being paid for like 12 years to make this game. They got sued and fired for like having this horrible game put out.
speaking of workplace bullshit, remember the incident with the developers for Dragon's Dogma?
Yeah.
What happened here? This should be priceless.
Well, apparently one of the female workers for Capcom
Tried to kill herself.
actually did an exceedingly good job with the development for Dragon's Dogma, but apparently her superiors thought it was a nice idea to piss her off and make her go crazy to the point where she actually quit the company. There was like a huge lawsuit going on over there.
What about the lady who tried to kill herself because they were making fun of her while she was developing
that's pretty much what I was talking about.
Oh yeah, that. Yeah, she tried to kill herself.
What were they making fun of her about?
They thought that her ideas didn't mean squat.
You know.
So basically, it was your typical freshman hazing type shit.
At the workplace.
Yeah, retarded thing Capcom could do.
Yep, you're there to work. You're not there to poke fun at people or make them feel bad about themselves. You're there to do your job and get your work done, not fuck around.
That's just not a very good idea right now, considering, you know, from a PR standpoint, how much shit they're getting from the gaming community overseas and not.
Yeah. Also,
Because you already got internet bloggers like Angry Joe already pissing on Capcom, right?
Angry Joe is such an odd character. I imagine he's completely different in real life, but his show is he's an odd character.
yes.
He brings up good points, though.
Yes, he does. Like, he does bring up good points at times. Sometimes I don't agree with him, but he's usually
It's an
some
internet show. I
semblance
mean,
of right.
you're never going to agree completely.
Yeah.
All the time, anyway.
But back on the subject of Diablo 3, how you remember how the previous campaigns of Diablo took, you know, like Diablo 1 and 2 took days, possibly months to complete?
Yeah, like those acts could drone on forever.
Yeah, but then Diablo 3 and its fucking really short, probably can beat it in a day campaign with little to no in-game, you know, content to keep people sustained, but it's $60.
I'm okay with
the price tag.
Well, actually, it's either $60 or it's free if you decided to get your money back for the whole like 3 weeks or something it didn't want to play. That, or you got it free from subscribing to a year of WoW.
Huh.
But more importantly, aside from WoW, on the point of Diablo 3, I don't mind streamlining a franchise as long as you do it right. I don't think Diablo really had it right. I mean, the best thing about Diablo was its story. Its single-player story.
Indeed.
They require you to be online, to download the game, to play the game. It ruins the whole single-player just chill at your desk gameplay, which is what Diablo was completely great for.
Well, with that said, I wish I had a more powerful laptop. Or a powerful computer to play that game.
But sometimes you have to worry when some of these people put out games so they actually fucking test them first. Because sometimes when a game is released, they fucking suck. They have all sorts of bugs and problems, and you don't know what to do or how this game got freaking released.
Why is my head on backwards?
Yes!
Stop humping the wall, damn it!
Like fucking, what was it? WWE 12?
Wow, okay. This is a
Well, I'm glad I didn't buy that.
You know how much effort goes into a wrestling game? About as much effort as they go into their acting.
Yeah, but see, the thing about WWE 12 was things like characters' heads sinking into their chest and stuff. Or them becoming deformed monsters during the fight.
What's the difference between that and how they normally look?
The fact that it's funnier.
Seriously, have you looked at those guys? They look like if they flexed, their head would pop off.
Yeah. Like, honestly, I'm not even familiar with any of the wrestlers today. I used to watch wrestling back a long time ago, where Stone Cold was still a wrestler, so was The Rock, Kane still wore his mask, and Undertaker was the guy who they dug out of the grave.
After
For the
8th
30th time.
Yes.
pretty much, after 8th grade, I stopped watching wrestling.
I never really liked wrestling.
I mean, not to say that I hate wrestling, it's just how it's being presented right now.
I was more of an MMA person. But then again, I still wouldn't watch that either. The only really fighting thing I ever watched when I was younger was Dragon Ball Z, and that was strictly because I was in California at the time, and the only real anime scene in the place that I was Dragon Ball Z. That was the only thing people knew of. Naruto? What's this Naruto thing you're talking about? Give me more Dragon Ball Z.
And, I'm sorry to say this, like, for all the... I'm probably going to kill our fan base right now, even before we get one with this comment. But, honestly, I'm not that much of a fan of Dragon Ball Z. I am not.
I don't think they'll be that insulted. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I'm a fan of Dragon Ball. Dragon Ball is my shit.
Oh, the original thing.
The first one from the first half of the 1984 manga.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like Dragon Ball.
That was a real Dragon Ball.
Yeah, that was awesome. But then Z with the constantly dying and coming back, or like the 20 episodes of filler and the 5 episodes of charging up.
Early Z was good. Cell Saga was good. Certain parts of the Buu were good. That's about it.
Nah, like I
kind of agree with Nicola right there. But my only problem with Z, not to say that, well, if you compare Z to the first Dragon Ball, the first one would get more kudos than Z. Z is just by far the most overrated sequel in all of anime history.
Yeah.
They had an episode that's called "And They Fight Some More." Enough said.
Yes. Or the 5 episodes of charging up and the 1 episode of fighting. Or how about that fight with Frieza, where they only had 5 minutes to get off the...
minutes.
Fight with Frieza.
They had 5 minutes to get...
30th battle with the fight with Frieza.
Jesus Christ. No.
All I have to say was they had 5 minutes to get off the finish the fight and get off the planet. It lasted fucking 4 episodes for a 5-minute fight.
Even if you grind it down with the Kai version of that show, still takes so freaking long.
Not as long. I can give them that at least.
True.
Indeed.
It's not much, but I'll give them something.
But yeah.
Dragon Ball GT was the most horrible piece of crap I have ever seen.
Yep.
I did not get past like the first 5 episodes. I really didn't like it at all.
The Vegeta mustache.
It had Trunks. It had Trunks. That's the reason why I watched it. It had Trunks. He made the series worth something.
Vegeta mustache.
That was distracting.
Yes. But yeah, back on topic. We seem to gone off topic here with Dragon Ball Z. So, back on the subject of the current state in gaming. Like, personally, when it comes to gaming, I've been leading more to like indie games now because they're fun. Like, or when I get my fighting game fix, like I'm a huge fan of fighting games and the sort. That's like my favorite genre of gaming. I stick to indie games now, or ones that you can download for free, and things that you can make your own, like Mugen, for instance. Because I'm sick and tired of when, let's just go way back at the beginning of the year with fucking Marvel vs. Capcom, where the special edition cost fucking $80, and then 3 months later, they released Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3, making their special edition fucking regular Marvel vs. Capcom just an $80 beta.
That's the thing. I never understood buying an entirely new game for like 3 characters.
Yeah, neither have I.
I mean,
good thing I didn't buy that piece of shit.
Well, me, I didn't buy Ultimate Marvel vs. Capcom 3. Someone traded it with me. Someone traded it with me with other games.
I haven't bought it. I haven't bought either incarnation because I knew from what they did with Street Fighter 4, I knew that they were going to release like a Ultimate or some super edition of the game, and I didn't support either.
That's the thing. As far as the Street Fighter franchise or any Capcom fighting game franchise like it, it's nothing new. Street Fighter has always put out expansion packs, has put out expansion versions of one particular sequel ever since Street Fighter 2 pretty much improved the franchise. Because the less we talk about the first Street Fighter, which released in the same year as Mega Man, the better.
But here's the thing that pisses me off the most is the fact that I'm a huge Street Fighter fan. Street Fighter was the first game I learned how to play. I remember.
I'm sorry for you.
Yeah, I remember being a little kid and my brother playing Street Fighter, and he was like, "Hey, little brother, you want to play? I'll teach you." And so since then, fighting games has been a big part of my life, mainly Street Fighter. And then for this bullshit that they do now, I've actually been wanting the Street Fighter series to die.
Wow.
Or at least be turned over to another company that can handle it perfectly.
Yes, but Street Fighter, huge part of life for me. My first time in gaming.
Capcom has some great franchises, but they're fucking them up over. But they've been fucking them up ever since this age has started.
Yes. Also, Captain Commando. Why?
He used to be a badass.
Yes, why is he in no more games? Captain Commando is awesome. He's your freaking mascot, unless you replaced him. Capcom, don't tell me you replaced Captain Commando. I love Captain Commando.
After they either, I don't know, I guess they ran out of ideas and shit. If they did, the closest thing you can talk about Captain Commando in this day and age is like
Who is
an
that
HD
guy?
version of this whole game.
Or you can talk about, Namco Cross Capcom or, games like that.
Yeah.
That was the most recent game that I can remember with Captain Commando in it.
Fighting games are starting to go down too significantly. I mean, the only fighting games around are already pre-established franchises. Like Soul Calibur is still it's just chugging along. It's just having the hardest time.
It needs to die. Honestly, it's
don't like
gone
Soul Calibur?
progressively down. Like 4 was suck. 5
You didn't like
is
it?
suck. I did, but 3 was the last game that I liked. 4 was suck. 5 is suck. Just let it go. Just let it
I played
go.
Soul Calibur 4. That was actually not a bad game I liked. Soul Calibur, if I ever had to pick, would probably be the fighting franchise for me. But, like I said, I actually haven't said, but, I've never been that much into the fighting game scene, strictly because I haven't had much, exposure to it. I mean, recently I've played some old games like Killer Instinct. And,
yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
and
Killer
some,
Instinct.
Hard Cinder. Yeah.
Didn't
And
that
some,
come out before you were born, Niccolo?
Yeah. I
Oh,
play
God.
I play things before I'm born too. I mean, I like old stuff too.
You calling it old now, man? That just makes me feel bad.
Okay. Well, for a game, 10 years and up is pretty old for a video game.
I remember
Look,
when
graphics
Killer
standpoint.
Instinct came out. I keep forgetting that you're the youngest one here.
Yeah.
Yes, sir, I am.
For everybody to
fine.
know, our friend Niccolo here is
Hello, I'm Draven. Yeah.
Yeah, Draven.
Draven.
yeah
Same thing.
Draven, whatever kid. He's 17
still
years
big.
old.
Whoa. I'm taken. I'm just gonna say it. I'm just leave it at that.
Yes, that he is close to 10 years younger than Showa 60.
I'm like 17 here, guys. Bye. I'm a young whippersnapper.
Yes, you are. Oh God! But
I mean, have you ever looked at a game, from either back then and now, and look at the game and just that game held up?
yeah,
Yes.
Necessarily from a visual standpoint, but just from a game standpoint. I mean, that was because in the old days, or older days, I guess. they didn't have much to do with games. You had okay, this is the best graphics you had. Now make a really good game.
Mm-hmm.
And they made it hard and challenging and a ton of things in it. Nowadays, it's all about his skin must be perfect.
And you get 2 hours of gameplay.
You must
And
have
then the game
15
becomes so
different things for his
the game
face.
becomes so freaking shallow.
Yep.
If some games get too shallow, then you have some that are actually good.
Oh, I just thought about something when it came to games then and games now. When it came to, like, FPSs. Like, if I remember correctly, Unreal Tournament had, like, 10 different routes per mission in which you can complete that mission. And then today you have Halo, which is considered the best FPS. It's just completely linear. You only have one way to complete this mission.
Well, also, but there were a lot of, older games that were just, you have one path, go kill everything.
Mm-hmm.
I.e., Serious Sam.
Yeah.
Okay, if this is the plot of Serious Sam, you're a guy, go kick some ass.
Yes.
You got a gun, go hurt someone. I mean, that was the entire plot of Serious Sam. And even that's a little bit stretching.
Indeed.
Or some of the games from the Orange Box series. They're actually good, and they really hold up to now.
You mean the Xbox 360 Orange Box?
No. We're talking about the older Orange Box titles.
Ah.
Yeah, like...
Are we talking like Team Fortress 1 and things like that?
Team Fortress 2, fuck.
No, thank you.
Sorry, audience, but how did I remember what came? How did I forget what came in the orange box? See, now we're losing fans.
I remember.
Okay, so
I know the newest stuff.
Which came with Team Fortress 2, Half-Life, and Portal.
Well, that's what I'm talking about. The one for
Yeah.
Xbox 360. You said no.
Well, it came on
Giving
PC
me
too.
misinformation, you guys.
I'm sorry.
Did I ever mention that Portal is a singular piece of perfection in a bleak, dark world?
Yes. Yes, it is.
And it's made for everyone.
Yes.
That is the best game. It's just amazing.
I like it. That's the thing. I like when there are good games that are playable for not just children, but also adults as well. Games for general audiences that actually do good.
Speaking
Like, take an underrated title.
Not to mention it was a puzzle game. And have you ever seen many successful puzzle games? I mean, ever?
One.
Nowadays?
Tetris.
Let me provide an
I
example.
meant a recent one.
Does Bejeweled count?
Oh my god, Bejeweled.
One of the indie games. Bejeweled, I'm not gonna lie, Bejeweled is actually awesome. It's addicting once you get into it.
Yeah.
The casual gaming is like, this is what I can say about casual gaming. To quote Yahtzee, he started playing sometime around noon and woke up to find that the police had declared him legally dead.
Oh yeah, I remember that review.
Yeah. I won't lie. I've sat down and be like, I'm gonna play Plants vs. Zombies just for an hour until I have to leave. 7 hours later, did I have to do something? Oh, crap.
Yeah.
Well, too late now. More
is-
Plants vs. Zombies.
That has happened to me on occasion where I try to sit down, play a game for a little bit of time because I have shit to do today. Then I look outside, and then it's dark, and it's like, fuck, I was supposed to mow the grass.
The grass will mow itself.
Yeah.
Last time that happened to me was Donkey Kong.
Wait, which one? 64?
Fuck no. The Donkey Kong Country for Super Nintendo.
Yeah.
I love Donkey Kong 64.
Indeed.
There were a lot of good games for the 64. Discovered a ton of them were mediocre and crappy, but there were a lot of good ones.
Yes, there
Donkey
were.
Kong 64 was crack. Star Fox 64 was a completely epic, perfect reboot.
Yes.
And that was pretty much about it for me. That was really much all I
Mega Man
played.
Legends for the 64.
Which one?
Mega Man Legends,
Oh yes, I
Super
completely
Smash
forgot.
Brothers.
Oh, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time.
Yes. Also
Ocarina
Majora's
of Time.
Mask.
I've heard some awesome things about it.
Water Temple.
Am I the
Funky
only one
Water
who actually
Temple.
liked the Water Temple?
There's nothing wrong with the Water Temple. It just made me feel stupid after. So I spent like 5 hours trying to find the exit, trying to find the next place, and I was like, wait, you mean I have to swim down 2 inches? Down you! Damn you, dungeon designer!
Personally, like, here's the thing with people, when it comes to Zelda, have horrendous problems with all the water temples, and it's like, I've had no problem with a water temple ever in a Zelda game.
That was the only time I've ever had trouble with it. I mean, if you've played Ocarina of Time, you're going to play every single game they're coming out with now.
Yes.
They're just remaking the same game over and over and over. They're not even being original anymore. I mean, the really good original game, government had some issues, was Wind Waker. Wind Waker was a very, very well done game, and it was for the GameCube.
Mm-hmm.
I got lost in Wind Waker.
Oh, that's not
Everyone
funny.
gets lost a couple times in Wind Waker.
But don't get me wrong, that isn't to say that Wind Waker sucked. Wind Waker was really good. I actually loved it. A lot of people complained about the art design, but I had no issues with it.
Worked a lot.
Because it's
Okay, think about it. When there was talk of Wind Waker and its design, I've heard so many complaints about it back in high school. It was not funny. But then when I played it for myself, but then I saw the design and such, and it was like,
and it fits,
this is amazing for a GameCube game. The cell shading is just spot on. This looks like a next-gen console game already.
Yes,
Not
it did.
real quick on the GameCube. That was the most durable thing ever. You throw that off a roof and have it just walk off.
Yeah, now your fucking Xbox can't survive like 3 weeks.
That's true. Oh, destroyed disc.
Yeah, speaking of Xboxes, my brother has went through 4 360s. Yet he keeps getting newer 360s. Why?
I don't know.
Yeah.
By the way, if you ever paid attention in Wind Waker, have you ever noticed that Link actually steps on each step individually?
Yep.
Yes. I remember
How
that.
that is?
Yes. Also, how about that time where he stabbed Ganon in the face?
Holy shit.
Yeah, he did that. That happened at the end of the game.
I hated Zelda in that game.
By the way, spoilers. Link stabs Ganon in the face.
Yeah, I think we established that.
And this is a kid's game.
Did anyone else
Yes.
hate Zelda? Or Petra?
No, actually.
I hated her once she realized she was the princess. Or when she found out, rather.
Oh,
Because then
I didn't care much.
she became standard Zelda then. I mean, I saw this on the internet. I have to mention it because it was so true. If you have the Triforce of Wisdom, why does your ass keep getting kidnapped? ... What I thought.
That's a cluster fudge waiting to happen.
I mean, first of all, you've saved her for thousands of generations, assuming, the Zelda games are in chronological order, but that's completely else entirely.
Yep.
Assuming they are in chronological order, the most you've ever gotten is a kiss. Ever.
Well, you don't see what comes
at least
next.
a hug or something.
You don't see what comes next.
The closest person you got to get anywhere with was the fish girl who put out. That and Midna. By the way, a lot of people didn't like Midna. You all suck. I think she's awesome.
Yeah, I do too. Just as long... Oh, God. People annoy the shit out of me.
What's the matter?
Nothing, I was just thinking about weirdos, it's the internet, how it has those weird people who do that weird shit with...
Oh, shipping them?
Or, yeah, and things like that.
Yeah, it's little...
Just like going to DeviantArt and looking up Sonic fan art and laughing your ass off. Or
why does Sonic look like he's Arnold Schwarzenegger?
I don't know. Or you have the completely opposite reaction where you look at it in horror.
Why is he humping? What is he doing with Tails? Why is he lifting his? Oh,
God.
That's just not right.
Or when you
by
get
the way,
that
why
original.
is Tails supposed to be not as great? I mean, if you played the game, he runs just as fast and he can fly.
Yep.
Fuck Sonic. I want to be Tails.
He's smarter
Everybody
than
wants
Sonic.
to be the sidekick. Sonic 2. Since Sonic 2 came out, everybody wanted to be the sidekick. Tails was my favorite character in that game.
I like
In
Knuckles.
Sonic...
I like Knuckles. I just like Knuckles. I just like the character.
My favorite character is Silver. No.
Go jump in the river.
My favorite character is Mario. Fuck you. He's my favorite character in the Sonic game.
Mario. Really?
Yup. I'm going that route. Nintendo,
You know what he's doing?
motherfucker.
Look, Niccolo, you know what he's doing, right?
Maybe. What is he doing?
Nintendo, all the way. I'm dividing the fan lines right now between Nintendo and Sega.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this here and now. I do not care. Sega
Actually-
and Nintendo are both perfectly fine company. I do not care. If you
Actually,
make a good game, I'll play. If you make a shitty game, I'll hate you.
yeah,
That's how it works.
that's how it should work. But then you have like fanboys who claim the things even though they know that they're bad, but they will argue to the death whether or not it's good.
Like
Hey, I like some things that suck too.
Like every 3D Sonic game.
Yeah, everyone, like,
Okay, let's put it like this. I mean, I like certain games that suck, but you don't see me arguing about it.
yeah,
I know they suck.
But they're one of those horrible things that you just can't stop playing.
That's how it goes.
It's like
Well,
movies. You know?
It's a guilty. It could be a guilty pleasure, or it could be the one thing you can't unsee. It's so bad, it's just fun.
Yeah.
personally,
I mean, like,
Okay,
there've been a ton of horrible games.
yeah, there are.
Most things created by, like, did anyone ever play Daikatana?
Daikatana.
I do not want to remember that game.
Did anyone else remember what kind of a piece of crap that was?
Yes.
I mean,
The AI didn't
played,
work.
I played Deus Ex, the first one, just to see how it was.
Mhm.
It looked like crap, but that was okay. The game was solid.
Yeah.
Man, I hated
Daikatana
that game
was
so bad.
the worst thing ever invented. Next to Sonic 2006. Was that it?
Do not speak of Sonic 2006. That game never happened.
Yeah, it
Plus,
did.
it was a 15th anniversary. No. Stop that. That game never happened.
Yeah, it happened. It happened all the way, dude.
I don't remember.
Sonic making out with that human woman, giving
I don't remember.
all sorts of
remember.
horrible visions.
La 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 la.
That's very mature, sir.
Yes, you're the oldest one here, guy.
But yeah, that game's garbage.
Yeah, it
I
is.
played it.
But
Yeah.
The story was the least of my troubles.
you will have people.
Whoa. Did you say
fight
story and Sonic in the same sentence?
Sonic doesn't have a story. It's just him doing things.
You're a blue hedgehog that's addicted to meth rings.
Yes.
No. I kind of disagree. One of the best stories in the Sonic games was Sonic 3.
Why?
Sonic,
You know the best story in the? You know it was the best story in the Sonic in any Sonic game. The one where Sonic died.
Which
No.
one was that?
The one I made up in my head and dreamed of every night.
Wow, you really want to get rid of Sonic that bad, don't you?
I really hate Sonic. I think he's just such a jerk.
Yeah. Well, we alienated another group of fans again. Thanks to you.
Thank you.
Yes.
I'd like to thank the Academy.
Yes. But wow, this is kind of the perfect mix of old and new because we have a new generation gamer on the show, and then we have two old generation gamers who remember like regular Nintendo and shit.
Mm-hmm.
I remember regular Nintendo. That was the first thing I ever played.
Nintendo came out 2 months before I was born.
Yeah.
I remember playing like Nintendo and Super Nintendo back when I used to live in New Mexico, just chilling in front of the TV playing.
But yeah, I was gonna say something earlier, but then I forgot about it. Back on the subject of like indie games, support them. You should. They are awesome. They can have all sorts of genres and things like that. You should always support an indie developer. Because what happens if you want to develop a game and you had no backing by a corporation and you made it yourself? You'll at least want people to enjoy your game or see your vision. So play some indie games ever so often.
Vanguard Princess.
Yeah, that too. For you two and anyone who will be hearing this podcast, I highly recommend, if you are interested or are at all interested in advancing the gaming industry, specifically indie, I highly implore you to go to Kickstarter.com. It is a game designed for kickstarting indie producers and their video games, based around doing pledges.
Cool.
You know, the more you pledge, the more like the benefits you get. Like they were doing a Kickstarter for Wasteland 2, the prequel to Fallout.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you pledge like $100, you get a character in the game based around you.
That's cool.
You know, you get some cool benefits, but honestly, it's simply for the sheer fact of supporting the gaming industry and specifically an indie company that you might be interested in. You can get all their information. Just go to Kickstarter.com and start looking up stuff.
Indeed. Now then, I think we're probably going to be closing up shop on this inaugural episode of Audiosolvent. Do we have any final words on the subject at hand?
Well, there's potential to be had in the industry today. And I think for us as fans, regardless of any generation we came from, that we have to know what we're dealing with the industry. If they're doing good practices, it's best to support them.
Indeed.
But if they're doing bad practices, you have to call them out on it.
Indeed.
For me, I'd probably say it's something for me, it'd be a little bit more simple. Always make sure to, support the games you're interested in, whether it be, just an email or something. But it's your responsibility as a fan to know the difference between stating your opinion and bogging down the gaming industry. It's your job to figure that out. And if you can know what's courteous, know what's good, know what's the right thing to do for expanding the game that you want to see made, then you'll help the gaming industry evolve, and maybe it'll truly, be able to pop out of this corporate crap.
Final things that I have to say is I am currently disappointed with the current image of the gaming industry. I would like to see it improve, although I think that it's an end of an era for it. And, well, I just hope that the future gamers of the world will deal with something much better than what we're dealing with now. And,
of course.
Yeah, and this is Zonga Fielding of Audiosolvent signing out.
This is Showa 60 saying, Johnny.
This is Draven saying, I don't have a really cool outro, so I'm just going to say, what's up?
Okie dokie. All you listeners and fans out there, I hope you had a good time listening to us. And please support us and help us out. Give us criticism of how we can get better.
Constructive criticism.
Yes, constructive criticism. Also, send us a message or two of how of things that you would like to hear us talk about, subject matters, or who knows, maybe we can have you come and chat with us over Skype during a podcast, actually. Anyway, have a wonderful day.
Happy Thursday, folks.
Indeed. Bye.